Hello, and thanks for joining today. My name is Jeff Demuth, and I'm a solution architect at AWS. And today I want to talk about sharing imagery on AWS. So a lot of ArcGIS users have a lot of imagery that they want to share with the public. Sometimes that's free imagery that they have to share for free. Sometimes it's also sharing internally, private imagery that you only want other employees to see. And I want to talk about a couple methods to do that. So here I've got a simple ArcGIS JavaScript map that I've created. Let's say I wanted to share some public imagery. There's a nice data set out there that shows disasters. So when there was the earthquake in Turkey, there was a bunch of imagery uploaded to S3, high resolution imagery of kind of the destruction in Turkey, so that disaster response team would have access to fresh imagery. So I can add that public layer to this map. I've got this set up so it's a GeoJSON file that's essentially got the path to the imagery. And so if I click on it, it gives me a pop-up with the path to the imagery. This is coming from, so this is Maxar Open Data program. If you go to our registry, opendata.aws, you can search for all kinds of stuff. But Maxar's got a bunch of different disaster response events. There's also the Sentinel imagery. Sentinel-1, Sentinel-2, Landsat, NAPE, all available on AWS, free to download. But some of these are set as requester pays, which means you would pay for to download those from your AWS account. Some of these are free to download. Sometimes you pay the egress fees. But now I can click here, click Add to Map, and it's put this cloud optimized GeoTIFF on the map. This is being served directly from S3. So this is essentially a completely serverless architecture. So this JavaScript application is just an HTML file on S3. This cloud optimized GeoTIFF file is sitting right next to it, and I'm able to directly add that cog file to the map from S3. Now let's say I've got a private layer that I don't want users, the entire public to see. So this is one of my image layers that I have to share with the public. I could click on this link and download that image file. But if you've got a petabyte of data in here, you want to be careful. You don't want a user to go in and download that entire petabyte of data. And then you would pay the egress charges for that. So the way around that is that requester pays. So you put the imagery in a bucket. If the user wants to download it for free, they can use this like a simple JavaScript app like this to download, to click on the image, download it. That doesn't cost anything. If they want to download a petabyte of data, which is also a nice capability for people doing analytics, sometimes they want to just point a Jupyter notebook at an S3 bucket and run the analytics on it. But then you could run these AWS S3 copy commands. This one is actually not a requester pays data set, so you have the no sign request on here. If it was requester pays, you wouldn't have that, and it would use your AWS access key, secret key, to essentially identify your account so we know where to charge the resources to. And then next, let's say we've got a private imagery that we only want employees to see. So now we can do add internal imagery. It pops up. If you put any Esri feature service that isn't open to everyone, it's going to pop up with this login window. And there we go. So this is the essentially the private one that's living in my ArcGIS Online or ArcGIS Enterprise And so there's more imagery in this one. You could click on that and download that as well. So just a quick look at the code here. So very simple. Most of this is just kind of the base JavaScript template. I've just added a couple nice features. But if that image layer has the attribute with the path to download it, you can just add this default pop-up template enabled true to your view, and so that'll show when you click on the feature service. I've just got a simple function to add the feature layer. This is the path to the URL for the private data set. And then you just call map.add, so you define, and it's called trailhead layer because this was the sample code that I just modified, but you declare that as trailhead layer, and then you call map.add trailhead layer, and then I've got a view.when_layer load so that it zooms to the imagery. To add those cloud optimized geotiffs, it's an image tile layer, and then I just pass in the URL to that cloud optimized geotiff. And then this is my GeoJSON file. Those are the polygons. And kind of a similar context. So I've got a custom pop-up template for this one. And then you call map add GeoJSON layer. So now, yeah, let's say I wanted to download one of these with the requester pays or without requester pays. I go into my any computer that's got the AWS CLI installed on it. Paste that command in there. And there we go. It just downloaded that image file directly to my computer. So, all right. Yep. That's all I had for the video today. Again, if you like the video, like and subscribe. And thanks for joining.